Welcome back to a new video. As I told you in the previous video, I am making my own military ration or meal ready to eat, which will help me when I go camping with my camper van. And it's actually done. These are all the products that I will be putting in my camper van. Most of these things will last at least half a year, up to a year or more. They should also be able to resist heat and cold. I'm going to present to you each individual product, and after I've explained all of these products, I will give some examples of how I can combine them for one day, because as you can see, this is a little bit too much for one day. These are actually ingredients or foods that I can use to make multiple different variations of meals, but I will still have the right amount of calories and proteins. Let's start out with the things that I consider breakfast. These are protein oats. This is a bag that I bought online. It's a big one. Probably find another smaller sealed bag that is airtight and put some part of it inside it and that I can put into my camper van. Next up, this is chocolate milk in powder form. So just add hot water with the powder and you got chocolate milk. I tasted it already and it is delicious. Then these are some crackers individually packed, which I mean a small package of 4 crackers. That way I can easily choose how many I eat. Then you might ask, what do I put onto the crackers? I have 3 options right here. This is hazelnut paste. The other one is some kind of strawberry jam, and this one is peanut butter. I am lucky that I found these 3 online, because most of the time when I was looking for small packages of things to spread on my crackers, I found only large quantities for hotels and restaurants, but I got lucky that these things are packaged in 12 pieces in one box. I found another option besides crackers. This is some kind of traditional Swedish cracker. I think I'm going to keep both in my camper van, but these ones are better for when I need a small dose. These ones are better when I know I'm going to travel a few days or more. Moving away from breakfast, from the breakfast options, I'm going to talk about the light meals, like at noon. At noon, crackers are still an option, and I can also eat them with peanut butter, jam, or hazelnut paste. But for noon, I have also 2 more options to eat with the crackers, and that is fish in a can. I got tuna and I got another fish that I don't know the name of in English, but they remain eatable for multiple years, and since it is fish, they pack a lot of protein which I can use. So the crackers provide calories, the fish provides protein. Then moving on to the more finalized dishes, the more dinner type dishes for in the evening, for example. Let's start with the one that takes up most time to prepare. That is this one. This is pasta with tomato and mozzarella, which is it's not completely ready to eat, but it is but it's quicker than making the pasta, cooking pasta and making sauce from scratch. So this thing, I'm going to look, it takes around 6 to 7 minutes to cook, so that's not bad, and when it's done you can immediately eat it. So 6 to 7 minutes for this. Next option I have is couscous, which has similar nutrients to bread and potatoes and pasta, but the advantage is that it only takes 5 minutes to prepare, and you don't have to cook the boil it during those 5 minutes. You need to have boiling water, and you can add the couscous, the dry couscous, to the boiling water and just let it sit. Doesn't need to be boiling anymore. Something pasta like, but they are small grains. And I can eat this with either tuna in a can. I found some interesting things online, which is chicken breast in a can and salmon in a can. So I can choose between those things, add it to the couscous, and basically that's it. Both tuna, chicken breast and salmon fillet, they are all already ready to eat, so adding that to the couscous won't take a lot of time. Then the last dinner option is ravioli in a can, which is fully prepared, so I can heat it up, but I don't even have to heat it up. I can just open it and start eating, which is a huge advantage. The disadvantage is that things like canned ravioli, they don't have the same amount of nutrients as chicken breast with couscous or pasta. Or one other thing I forgot to display is instant soup, which I can eat at noon or dinner, doesn't matter, even in between or in the late evening, whenever I like to. And maybe it's also a good thing to have to go with the couscous, because couscous is pretty bland if it doesn't have spices or anything, and the powdered tomato soup, if I add that to the hot water which I put the couscous in, maybe taste wise this will be a great combination. Those powdered soup, I can easily buy them in a store, 20 pieces in one box. That are the dinner full meal options that I will have in my camper van. Then let's move on to the snacks and desserts, which I really like. We've got some canned fruit, which are peaches. These things are called student biscuits. They're dry cookie biscuit things which provide energy. Very cheap. I buy them at the Aldi, multiple at a time in one bag. Then this one, they are described as breakfast cookies or breakfast biscuits on the packaging. They won't qualify as a breakfast, but I can eat them to as a snack in between or on top of the existing breakfast, just to have that extra amount of calories. Then if I feel like I didn't get to eat enough proteins, I can open some beef jerky, other things if I don't have enough protein or I think I need some more. I have two kinds of protein bars, and as a snack in between, or maybe if I don't feel like eating any of these things with the crackers, I can eat it as a snack, or with the crackers it's a chocolate bar, which will also give a lot of energy. And final dessert thing is a rice dessert or rice pudding in a can. which will also last a lot of years. The disadvantage is that if I compare the amount to one can of ravioli, you see maybe there is a little bit too much rice pudding to eat in one go, but I already tried and I managed to eat all of it in one go. But it would have been better if I found something that was half as big. Since it only costs 99 cents, I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to eat and enjoy this whenever I can. This is an example of what my breakfast, lunch, dinner and snacks would look like on a regular day if I'm camping with my camper van. I start out with a bowl of protein oats as breakfast. At lunch I eat 3 packages of crackers with this is also jam. I showed another type before, but I also have this at home, and this is where my calculations are based on. This will probably go on 1 pack of crackers, I assume. So with each package of crackers there is another dose of jam that goes with it. Then in the evening, couscous with chicken fillet, chicken breast fillet, what I talked about. And then 3 snacks, which when camping, if you're on the move and you just have them in a pocket and eat them in between, 3 snacks are reasonable to add to your other meals. The nutritional values are on screen. Thing is, for a regular human being, this would be enough. But if you're trying to gain weight instead of lose weight, this might not be enough for you. But the great thing about my ration system is like I can add whatever I want whenever I want it. If I want to, I can add some more breakfast cookies with the breakfast. I can add instant chocolate milk. I can add another pack of crackers. I can eat the chocolate with it. This one can become a snack in between. I could also, for more protein, replace the jam with peanut butter, or I could choose to eat some fish with it, which has a lot of protein. The couscous, I can simply choose how much I eat. Also this breakfast, I can also decide how much I eat. Another option for breakfast, I'm going to rely on these protein oats for the proteins and calories that this has. You can see different day, different menu, but start out with the same protein oats, as much as I can eat or as much as I want. Some chocolate milk, which is nice. 3 packages of crackers. Go with the fish. I can finish off this meal immediately with some delicious cookies. In between I can have any of these snacks. This is another protein bar. This is chocolate bar. I can eat one in the evening and another one in between as a snack. Then I didn't talk about it when I explained every product, but I now realized that I was planning on eating this thing in one go, but it's actually, when it's cooked and it has gained its full size, it is probably a little bit too much for one person in one go. So I'm actually thinking about splitting it in 2 as it's meant to be, and adding some canned tuna to it, which should be able to go taste-wise with pasta and tomato and mozzarella. Normally it should be fine. I think I did a great job to create my own version of the military rations that I have seen. There are probably a lot more combinations, and that's just the great thing about it. I got to admit I didn't test the whole thing yet. I tasted some of the options, some of the foods that I will have in my ration, but I did not yet try to live off it for 1 or a couple of days. But as you can guess, that will probably be the next video. Stay tuned for the next video, and thanks for watching.